Alright guys, we're going to be doing our installation here in the CM Storm Scout 2 case, and we have our hardware. It's a basic Z77 system, so we have our motherboard, 1000 watt power supply, we have a Vertex 4 solid state drive, a normal SATA drive, an optical Blu-ray drive, and our GeForce GTX 680. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do when you're installing in the Scout 2 is install your motherboard. And the standoffs are not installed, so you're going to have to install them yourselves. But Cooler Master does include this little topper right here. What that does is it goes on top of these standoffs, and then you can use your screwdriver here and tighten them in. Just makes it so much easier. Every case that doesn't have standoffs installed should have this little topper thing, because sometimes standoffs just don't go in correctly, and this just makes it so much easier. So good thing that Cooler Master did include that. But let's go ahead and put our motherboard in here, and everything should line up nice and perfectly here. Just like that. And as I'm looking here at the holes, every hole is lined up actually perfectly, and we love to see that. Sometimes things don't line up and you have to kind of hold your motherboard in while you're screwing in the screws, but everything lines up, so we're going to go ahead and put in the screws and move on to the next step. 3.5-inch hard drive installation is very easy. So we have our drive here, and all Cooler Master does is you have your two rails here, and you install these on each side of the drive. So it should be pretty simple here. The holes, they just easily line up, and you push the tabs in just like that. One is in. Same thing on this side. Push that in like that, and they are installed, so that's pretty much what it looks like. And all you do here is go ahead and slide it in, and it locks right into place. Now for 2.5-inch hard drives like our Vertex 4 here, there is an adapter, so we go ahead and take it out. It's just like a normal tray here, and the way the drive goes on is just like this. It fits right in there, and if you can see, the screw holes line up right there. So we're going to go ahead and install, looks like 4 screws, and go ahead and lock that into place. Now you can see that we do have our drive, locked into place. It's not moving. There are, as you can see right there, 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on this side, and simply, just like any other of the drives, you just lock it in just like that, and you're ready to go. For optical drive installation, we have our Blu-ray drive right here. And what you want to do first is, there's these 3 locks right here. Whenever drive you're going to be installing, you want to set it to open. So you just push it over so it's unlocked. And then you just take your drive and put it through the front here. And go ahead and, kind of line it up. So we're kind of lined up there. And then you just push the tab over here to lock. And as you can see, it is not moving at all. Just as simple to remove. You unlock it, pull it out, if you want. Remember, just line it back up, hit lock. Again, works perfectly. These locks right here, I was never really a fan of the tool systems on the front of PCs like this. Some of them never work, and they're plastic and they're crap. But actually, these ones work really well, and Cooler Master has been using these on many different cases. And I'm a huge fan of them because they're simple and they do their job and they work. So next we just have to install our power supply and video card, and we're pretty much ready to go. Power supply installation is pretty easy here. All you do is take your power supply and make sure your cables are out of the way. Go ahead and bring it in here, and you line it up. And we'll go ahead and we check back here. We're lined up. And then what you're going to want to do is go ahead and lock it in with screws and run all of your cables. So I've gone ahead and I've routed almost all of the cables. Didn't have really any problems with cable routing. Everything, went where it was at. CPU power had no problem going around the back of the case and all that fun stuff. So now it's just time for our video card. Should go in here pretty simply. We just line it up. See here. And lock it into place. We take our power, which we've already run here. Go ahead. That plugged in. One. There we go. Kind of get that out of the way, and we're pretty much all done. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this around here so you guys can see the back as well. Back is a little bit more messy, but of course this is all gonna be covered up You can see some wires right here, but we'll go ahead, once we close this up, everything's going to be kind of closed back down in here. Again, you can see the CPU cutout. So here are our 4 screws for our CPU cooler, and we could easily take this out with the motherboard still being in the case. And of course our CPU power up here was easy to run, didn't have any problems getting it through there. All this other stuff again is going to be kind of closed off, and they do include quite a few, let me get them over here, quite a few zip ties, so you can tie all this up, get it out of the way. So we're going to go ahead, put both side panels on and turn it on and see if we have a good system. Now it's time for us to turn on the system. You put everything together, you're ready to turn it on. So let's go ahead and hit the power button. And as you can see, the system turns on here. There is a small little LED at the front of the case. It's it's not bright at all. It's kind of very, just like a damp light at the front. I don't know if you guys can even see that. Move this around here. It's right here on the front. It's kind of hard to see. It's not that bright, which actually I do like. And the other LED is actually on the fan here. You guys can kind of see it. And what's cool about this one is that you can turn it off. So you can go ahead and turn it off. And of course, turn it back on. It is pretty cool. I'm not sure if you guys can really see it. Actually, this is a better view. So if I move it right there, you guys can see, again, turn it off and turn it back on. And this switch right here works with these specific fans that have 2 leads that come out of them. So you can power the fan through your motherboard or however you want to do it. And then the second lead is for the LEDs. And there's actually an extra lead on this. So if you want to install another fan that has LEDs, you can control the LEDs with this button right here. So that is pretty cool. On and off, just to show you guys again. But that is basically it for our installation on the CM Storm Scout 2. There was no real issues with installation or anything like that. So if you guys have any questions about installation on the Scout 2, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. And remember guys, if you like our videos, why don't you subscribe? Catch you guys later.